Good morning, guys. Today I got a bit of a job to do. I want to remove the striping on my boat, which are 29 years old, original striping. I did try to use a heat gun and a razor blade last weekend. It was a disaster. I only managed to get about three feet. And even though I tried to use the heat gun at a distance or whatever, I ended up damaging the boat actually, and it was hard. So I did a lot of research on YouTube and called some companies and some vendors as well. And I came up with and you'll see these on YouTube if you research, but I just wanted to do my own as well. So I did end up, after looking at all the different products available, choose something that I'm going to try, and I was able to get all these items on YouTube. So let me just show you. Let me reverse my camera so I can show you exactly what I got, and then I'll proceed in showing you the striping and where I did last week and now what I'm going to do today. So this is what I got. So these are wheels. They're rubber wheels. These are called the vented ones. There are some that are not vented, and they're designed for stripping vinyl off of surfaces, whether it's fiberglass or pinstriping on cars or lettering and stuff like that. I did, this is a no-name brand type thing I got off at Amazon, but it had a lot of good reviews. I bought a pack of 4. It was $28, let's call it $30 Canadian. As a Prime member, I got it shipped to the house. I was not able to get this at a local store, by the way, so that's the reason I bought it from Amazon. As you know me, I try and at least support the local stores as much as I can, but I could not find it. Now, there's another branded company that has a wheel as well for removing. It does not have these vents. It's just a solid wheel out of rubber. And it was like 3 times the price for one wheel. Like almost $70, $60 for one wheel. I got 4 wheels for $28. From the tests I've seen on YouTube, it's actually very resistant. And the 4 wheels, each one comes with its own bit that you can screw in into the wheel, and it has a marker to say, okay, this is where you stop. So when you wear it down to that line right there, is your maximum. I also got myself, and this stupidly I didn't know this existed, but these are plastic razor blades. So they came with 2 handles. These are and 100 razor blades. They're reversible. So when you're scraping off the vinyl off a surface, much less damage than say a metal razor blade. So I wish I knew about these last week. I don't think I would have done as much damage, or probably no damage, to my gel coat. So I'll have to be doing some gel coat refinish later today. So let me show you the boat and what I've done so far. Okay, so there's my pinstriping. As you can see, it's 30 years old. The boat's in 1995, so it's actually 29 years old. But you'll see, why I really want to replace it. Now, because I was having so much hard time, to be honest with you, I was thinking at one point to just giving it a light sanding on the original tape, clean it up with acetone and decontaminate the surface, and then just put the new striping right on top. But it's not my style to do things halfway. So there's the damaged pinstripe that you've seen. This is the main reason why I wanted to replace it, and this is what I did last week. So as you can see, I was using a heat gun, and I ended up really working hard. So I only took about, what is that, about 3, let's call it 4 feet, but it was really hard to redo. I tried with a heat gun, a hair dryer, and you can see the damage to the gel coat that I ended up doing because I was using a razor blade, and I guess I heated the surface a little too much, and it just dug in. And here's another spot where it actually dug in right there above the 2 zeros there. So I'm going to be using that wheel. So I'm going to set up my tripod and see if I can remove all the glue that's right there all the way up to the tape. And I'll show you well, you'll see with me. You'll live live if it's working or not. All right, so there's a little bit of noise because somebody's doing some sanding, but I'm going to try hopefully speak a little louder so you can hear me. So there's the wheel. So I'm going to put my the truck that came with it. And one of the things on YouTube that somebody was complaining about is that sometimes when he was using it, the wheel would get unscrewed from the chuck key. And I guess he wasn't thinking about it or whatever, but the way to resolve that, you make it as tight as you can, but then use your drill in reverse. If you use it in reverse, or depending on the tool that you got, there you go. So by going, there you go. Okay, so in my case, it's forward. By keeping it forward, the wheel will continue to even get tighter on the truck, so it won't get loose on you. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the pinstriping. Well, I don't know if you can see it from there, but this is actually pretty damn amazing. I wish I would have had that last week. It would have made no damage to the gel coat. It's completely clean. I did about 10 inches in about 30 seconds or so. Just after that, I'll just have to pass over with some either acetone or whatever, just to decontaminate it and take some of the residue off. But this is a pretty amazing wheel, guys. I don't even think it hasn't even begun to wear. There's a little original line right there, and it's still there, so it hasn't even begun to start wearing. And the surface is nowhere near being very hot, so I'm not even affecting the gel coating like that. The wheel is not hot. It doesn't seem to be taking a lot of power, so even though I've got a battery drill, I'm sure I'll be able to do quite a good distance between having to charge the battery. So that's pretty amazing. I'm going to keep working, and then I'll show you guys when I'm done. All right, I'm going to have to close the video. Ugh, my arms aren't long enough. Look, so it's going so well. I wanted to do a close-up so you guys can actually see how well it's working. So always keep it flat. Again, I've done another about 3 inches, and it's still hardly worn. It's pretty cool. I'm very impressed with this. So if you have any doubts whether you're removing names or letterings or anything off of a metal like a car or an RV or boat with fiberglass or a gel coat, I would not hesitate 1 minute. So take a look at this. I'll work this cloth over here and I'll hold it. There you go, guys. It's really impressive. You know, my father used to always say, work smart, not hard. Well, this is working smart, guys, so don't hesitate. Okay, guys, so I finished removing all the stripes for the whole port side, the 27 feet of stripes. Once I was done, there was still some, in some places, just some glue residue. So what I did is I used the methyl hydrate, which is like a denaturalized alcohol, along with a microfiber and the plastic scraper, and I was able to remove all of the residue. It really looks great. Now, because Catalina only provides 50-foot rolls of the striping, I've only got 50 feet, so 25 feet for each side. So even though the original came to the end over here, I'm going to be probably finishing around here on each side, and what I'll do is I'll just sort of like give it an angle to match this angle over here. Only because I wasn't going to buy a second roll from Catalina Direct. The whole thing landed in Canada for 50 feet, cost me $180 Canadian in shipping. Now, because of that, from about here to there, now I'm going to give it a nice compound with my palm sander to remove really all visible traits of the, because of the sun, 30 years of sun tanning and all that. So I'll try and remove as much of that as I can, and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, so now I've taken my roll of stripes that I got. Like I said, it was a 50-foot roll, so I measured it out, or I actually folded it in half, and now I just apply it. So right now, it's still got the backing tape. All I just taped it about every 3 feet or so with masking tape, just holding it in place. Before I did that, I made sure that I went over the whole surface with denaturalized alcohol or methyl hydrate,
and or if you want acetone, if you want to use acetone, just let it dry. So I know that the surface underneath is not decontaminated. So there's where it ends up. So when I'm going to be done with this, I'll use a razor blade and I'll finally just cut like a just an angle here, so that it matches this shape over here, because my lines don't come all the way to the end. I did compound the hell out of this here, so I could still see a bit of the remnants of where the original lines were, but it's not as bad, and over time hopefully it won't be so noticeable. So there it is right there. So now I'm going to go prepare my spray bottle with some soapy water. Okay, so there's the finished product. So once I had measured and statically put the tape on, or sorry, the stripes on with the masking tape, I then sprayed the whole surface with the soapy water from a spray bottle, and there you go. And I squeegeed as I went along and removed the backing tape. I squeegeed the air out of the thing, and then once I was all done, I cut my angles over here. So I cut them to the shape of the back stern. And then I went one more time with a plastic spatula throughout the whole length before removing the top tape. And then there you go, finished result. It was amazing work. Again, with that stripping wheel, it was unbelievable. This thing here, by all means, you know, that was the magic thing for me. And as well as learning that there are plastic, you know, those like razor blade scrapers. That was amazing. So by all means, I recommend, if you have anything to remove, like stickers off anything, a car, whether it's a metal surface or fiberglass or plastic, does an awesome job. And as you can see, I only use 1/3 of one wheel only for a whole side. So I'm pretty impressed.